welcome, ladies and gentlemen, one and all, to the latest episode of the Switch It Up Show. I am your only host today, Seth Trav. Our friend Glenn is away on assignment, getting it done as he always do. And I got two sweet games for you today. But first, we're going to let that beat, as ever, ride. First up, ladies and gentlemen, is a game that I actually paid money for because I saw at the time it was only 50 cents. That's right, this game was 50 cents. We got it from our good friends over at Forever Entertainment. Great people over there. It's Diggerman. It is $4.99, and you get 25 gold coins when you purchase it digitally. Dig, dig, dig for the love, for fame, for money. Fast arcade digging game with story, treasures, and boss fight. The world was beautiful some time ago. We lived together in our lovely cottage digging some mud every day. Suddenly, everything has changed. Huge angry mole has come and kidnapped my beautiful sweetheart. Will you support me? Will you dig with me and help me saving my beloved? Watch out for rolling stones, spikes, spiders, spider nets, TNT, lava, and bats. Let's dig together. Let's find some treasure. Let's put them on the ground and make some money. I'm the Diggerman. I love mining. I need to dig and rescue my sweetheart. Features ultimate digging experience. Introducing brand new arcade mechanics, storyline, the end, treasures, boss fight, and much of love. Tons of workers to hire, 2-button mining, battery upgrades, huge angry mole, 5 worlds, surprising obstacles and traps, passive income, but not in Bitcoin. It is an arcade puzzle game, and again, it is from our good friends over at Forever Entertainment, and it is available right now. So, ladies and gentlemen, this I believe was a iOS game originally, and it still sort of plays like that. You have, like they said, 2 buttons. That's it. That's all you need. You press left, you press right, and that makes you dig. And you go in that direction, and you gotta go fast, because the object is to get as far down as you can while collecting as many coins, not getting hit by any of those odd enemy types, and still trying to not run out of air. I believe it is. There's like there's a blue mechanic in there. Blue. I think it's air. Yeah, it's air in there, so you don't die. And that's pretty much the gist. And let me tell you, it was very, very compelling. You can collect coins, and there are so many unlockable characters. I honestly forgot how many there are. I want to say 25 or 30. They're all very interesting in their design. I like it. It's got that sort of 8 to 16-bit look to it. The music is, I thought, super catchy. And for a game like this, it has to be, because you're going to end often and a lot. And if you want, you can start all the way back over, or you can start in a middle plane of one of these 5 worlds, and keep going from there. But I oftentimes was just starting at the top and working my way down every single time, because I want to see what it was like after I started upgrading some of these people. Typically all you can really do, it seems, is upgrade the amount of air you have, which again is just going to give you more time to dig further down and hopefully hit the bottom, get to that boss. Boss fight is interesting, I'll say. I don't want to spoil anything if you haven't played it or you're trying to play it, but it's definitely interesting. It's definitely an interesting way to do boss fights, and I personally enjoyed it. Like I said, this game right now, it is only $5. I think that it is well worth it for $5, because I spent probably 5 hours playing the game before it was good and finished, at least for me. And I could still have kept playing more. It was a lot of fun, and this really surprised me how much fun it is. So I'm going to give Diggerman a 4 out of 5. And again, ladies and gentlemen, Diggerman, $4.99. Pick it up. 25 gold coins. 4 out of 5. I don't ever think that's not a bad score. Not a bad score at all. And if you like very simple games, if you are a basic boy gaming, like your boy here, you're going to love playing Diggerman, especially because it gives you all those things to keep you going back and forth and trying more and more and just to get the gig done. Yeah, it's, again, I was so surprised by how much I actually enjoyed playing this game that I highly recommend it. So, moving on to the next game, one I unfortunately did not enjoy as much. It's Vambrace Cold Soul. It's available tomorrow, or today, or weeks ago, depending on when you hear this episode, on the eShop, August 29th, 2019. Currently, it's sitting at $22.49 for pre-purchase, $24.99 regularly priced, and you get 112 gold coins when you purchase it digitally. Vambrace Cold Soul is a roguelike fantasy adventure set amidst a frozen landscape. Plan your expeditions underground, then journey to the cursed city surface with your team of heroes. Wield unique powers, avoid dangerous traps, brave strange encounters, and survive deadly combat. The King of Shades has cursed the great city of Icesnare, now cast under a permanent blight and frostfall. Its former residents have returned from the dead as mad wraiths. Woefully outmatched, the few refugees are forced into hiding as the King of Shades amasses an army of the undead above them. One fateful day, a mysterious stranger appears in the city with an enchanted Vambrace, a narrative-driven game filled with memorable characters, brutal challenges, and deep strategy. You must choose perceptive party leaders, camp to recuperate, navigate strange encounters, and survive deadly combat. The surface of Icesnare is cold and unforgiving, so prepare your party well before departing. It's from Devespresso Games and our good friends over at Head Up Games. Again, available August 29th, 2019. Also came out on Steam a few months ago. Yeah, so you can pick it up there as well if you would like. So, right off the bat, this game looks phenomenal. I think it looks great. It moves a lot like sort of an old school Flash game, but with what feels like a little bit more fluidity to it. However, it does have those sort of Flash game mechanics where you can very clearly tell where the motion things are set on characters' joints as they move around. However, the character models look great. I think they look fantastic. It falls under one of those old tropes that most of these sort of JRPGs do, where all the ladies are like pinup models and everybody is very chesty. Even under very, very heavy iron armor, you can still very clearly make out chesty. But not as bad as some, where like the armor is the deepest V-neck you've ever seen on a combatant. Still though, very chesty. The enemies themselves all look interesting. The dudes look interesting. The music is really great. And that is sort of where... Well, no. The storyline is good too. This game presents you with a very, very, at least what you would expect to be, a deep character-driven narrative. And it starts out very, very heavy on narrative and storyline and characters and what you're doing, and that's all really good. But that is where it ends. That's where the good for this game ends. It's a shame because it looks so good and sounds so good, and the story seems so compelling. They've given you all this D&D quality lore, almost Lord of the Ringsian, as if you were beyond the wall because everything's icy. But it's not good to play. It's bogged down by overly complicated mechanics. It's one of those games that, on the Steam store at least, it even says that this is for, like, masochists, you know, because you're expected to die over and over and over. But in this game, there's no real true explanation for necessarily why you're dying. The enemies are overly difficult to fight right off the bat, and your party, you can choose up to 3 people to come with you. So you fight in these 4-party systems. And the other members of your party can't ever level up because they always change out, because you go to this bar and just pick up new dregs. And it's like, whatever. So right there, it's like, I don't care about any of these people. I don't necessarily care about what I'm doing here. And your main character, who's got heterochromia, which is the 2 different colored eyes. So, I'm not like other girls. She is, I don't know. It's like, you can level her up. She can get better at things, but the way the levels are laid out, it's difficult to necessarily see if it even matters, if you can even get that far, because again, the enemies are overly difficult. And there's this mechanic in the game where you have this, at some point, they explain it to you, but not that well, but you're forced to read it anyway. You get this weird green vial. Well, it's not green entirely, it fills up with green. And that is on the side of your character screen, and as you go throughout each of these procedurally generating levels, it seems, you slowly have this green vial fill up, and then even more difficult enemies will appear out of nowhere and just start hurting you, and you're supposed to get out of there as quick as you can. But I haven't figured out a way that you can get away from them quickly, or out of the level quickly, or anything quickly, without just actually abandoning the quest, essentially. You get to leave with your items, but you can't go back to the same spot you were just in, which is incredibly frustrating. Because you'll wind up like I want to say it took me 20 tries just to get through the first level, at least. And even then, I was kind of like, how or why did I even get through that? It's such a shame, because you would think that this game is set up to be amazing, just based on the character development, the lore they're trying to give to you, and especially the character models, because they all, as I said, look very good. And the music is great too. It all feels right, but it's just bogged down and inundated with this terrible play system. The attacks really make, I don't know, there's nothing too interesting. You don't have any like magic attacks. It plays out like a sort of JRPG, but again, the menus are all kind of trash. Like, it's not easy to navigate anything, and you get a deep, rich amount of lore, but no real explanation for how you're supposed to go and do things. And that is so frustrating, and so it's just such a turnoff. A lot, like, actually playing this game is a complete turnoff. But viewing it is great. Looking at it, hearing about it, getting the lore bits of this story, awesome. But the actual execution, not so much at all, if even. So, because of that, I am going to give Vambrace Cold Soul a 3 out of 5. And again, it's because you can't win out on just having a gorgeous looking game and great music when the actual playing and execution of the game is so trash. But that's it for me, ladies and gentlemen. I've been Seth Trav. Join us next time when I believe our friend Glenn and I will be back again to host yet another episode of the Switch It Up Show. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, if you get bored with any of it, you can always switch it up.